Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be doing what if Naruto was a senju. Now I just want to say to you guys, I am so grateful for all the support I'm getting right now. Right now I have about 27 subs on this channel. I can't believe that. I just want to thank you guys so much. And the next what if series will be decided by you guys. It will either be what if Naruto was half Senju and half Uchiha, or what if Naruto was part of the Kaguya clan. So I just want you guys to tell me in the comments on this video. So yeah, and anyways, without further ado, let's get started. So basically, we left off when Naruto introduced himself in the academy. They would realize that Naruto is the son of the 4th Hokage, so they wouldn't really have disgusted looks on him. And most of the girls in class will kind of fall in love with him, kind of like Sasuke. But we're not here for that. We're here for epic ninja training. So yeah. So basically, early in the academy, they would just do normal paperwork, just boring stuff. But then during the middle of the day, after lunch, they would head outside, and Iruka would say to them, "We will be testing your skills and see how good you are at this point." So then, some people will just go, and then we're gonna go to Sasuke's turn. Sasuke would throw all of the shurikens, and they would hit the targets, but not bullseye. Iruka would say, "Wow, very impressive for just someone who just entered the academy." Sasuke had a grin on his face, and in his mind, he was like, "There's no one who can beat an Uchiha. No one can beat me. I'm an Uchiha." Then it would be Naruto's turn. Naruto would throw the shuriken. It will all hit bullseye. People were pretty surprised, but then they know that Naruto is the son of the 4th Hokage. Sasuke was really pissed off by that. Then they would go to sparring taijutsu. Then a couple of people would just go, and then it will be Naruto and Sasuke's turn. Iruka would call them both, and they would spar. First, they would do the unison sign, and then Sasuke would say, "I'm going to defeat you. No one can beat an Uchiha. Believe it." Well, that is kind of like a Naruto phrase, but whatever. Let's just continue. Sasuke would run at Naruto, trying to punch him. Naruto would dodge him. He would grab his arm, swing him, and then throw him to a tree in the training ground or area. And then Sasuke would hit the tree, but then he would get up and he would say, "I'm not done yet." Sasuke has an angry look on his face. Then he would yell out, "Fire style, fireball jutsu." He would send this at Naruto. Iruka would say, "Oh no, this is too out of hand." But then Naruto would yell out water style, water bullet jutsu, and it would completely destroy, incinerate the fireball, and it would even still be going. And then Sasuke was surprised and shocked and scared because the water bullet's actually coming to Sasuke's way. So basically, Iruka would do a jutsu. He would yell out earth style, mud wall, so he could protect Sasuke from the water bullet jutsu. After that, Naruto would just go back to the seats where everyone's waiting at and watching. People were pretty surprised that Naruto could do that jutsu, but they were also pretty surprised that Sasuke could do a jutsu as well. But they were mostly surprised by Naruto because Naruto's jutsu completely destroyed Sasuke's fireball and almost hit him. Then Sasuke would be pretty angry, And then he would say, I'm not done yet. Come over here. Let's fight for real. Yuga then would say to Sasuke, you guys weren't even supposed to do ninjutsu. It's a taijutsu battle. And then Yuga would say, Naruto, come here. You guys need to first do the unison sign. And then Naruto would say, why would I have to do the unison sign? And then Eureka would say, it's for friendship and respect. And it's a tradition in the Hidden Leaf Village. So come on here, Naruto, do it. Then Naruto would, and then when they were about to do the unison sign, they would grab each other's shirts and tighten them. And then Naruto would say, what do you want, punk? And then Sasuke would say, shut up, you stupid rascal. Fight me after school tomorrow. Right. Alright. Naruto would say, fine, I'll fight you after school tomorrow. And then Sasuke would have a smirk. And then they would go back in class. And then the day would finish. And then Naruto would just go back home. Then, surprisingly, Minato would actually be there early at the house. Naruto was pretty surprised that his father was actually there at the house before him, because that's very rare. Then Minato would say, so, Naruto, do you want to practice on your taijutsu and your wood style? And Naruto would then say, fine, I'll train. And then Minato would try to teach Naruto some taijutsu and wood style techniques. Naruto can't really control his wood style at all. He can only create at least a branch, really. So Naruto still has a lot of work to do. So Naruto would try to make at least a tiny tree, like a tree that's processing, to grow. So Naruto would be training on that, basically. And Naruto is nowhere near that level yet. So Naruto would just completely fail. And all Naruto really succeeded in today's training was doing taijutsu at least well for his age. So then Minato would tell Naruto, no, you're gonna learn a new water style jutsu. Then Naruto would say, what is it? And Minato would show him the water style raging waves. Then Naruto would be practicing on that, and Naruto is at least halfway of completing that jutsu. And then Minato would say, by the end of this week, I want you to at least master that jutsu or do it decently. Then Naruto would say, alright. Then Naruto would do his academy homework and then go to bed. Now let's take a 2-year time skip. This is basically when Naruto and Sasuke are 10 years old. The Uchiha massacre won't happen, so Sasuke won't be emo or depressed, but he will have a hatred for Naruto, and he wants to surpass him and become stronger than Itachi and be the leader of the Uchiha clan. So then, the Uchiha clan are planning on the coup d'etat at this point. Now, the reason why I'm doing this a lot later is because you'll see why I'm doing it 2 years late or later. So then, basically, this will be Academy Day. Naruto and Sasuke would be sparring. Naruto at this point has won every single spar. Sasuke is furious, and he has a really high hatred for Naruto, and he considers Naruto as the second greatest rival because he wants to surpass Itachi. So he would consider Naruto as his second greatest rival. Naruto would also actually consider Sasuke as a rival because he could do jutsu as well. And he wants to become Hokage as well. And he wants to defeat anyone in the academy so he can get noticed and become the strongest. So then, after the match or spar, Sasuke would say, "Why can I not keep up with you? Why can I not defeat you?" Then Naruto wouldn't respond to him. And Naruto would just leave. Then Sasuke had enough of this. Then Sasuke would run at Naruto. Then Naruto would say, "Stop, Sasuke." And then he would try to throw a punch. But then he would hit a tree. And a tree suddenly appeared in front of Sasuke and behind of Naruto. Then Sasuke would say, "What? How did a tree just appear randomly?" Iruka would be shocked, and Iruka would say, "Wood style?" And then people in the class were confused, same as Sasuke. And then Iruka would notice that Naruto has inherited wood style from Minato. And then, basically, we're going to go to the coup d'etat. So then, Minato would say to Shisui that he would agree on the plan on doing the Koto Matsukami on the coup d'etat, or the Uchiha clan, whatever. Then Shisui would say, "Alright." Itachi would also come because Itachi is actually in on this, so yeah. But then Danzo would appear, but Minato knows this, and he knows Danzo, and he wanted Naruto to be under his wing, and he wanted to train Naruto. So Minato would be hiding in the trees. He would see Shisui get poisoned, and then before Danzo could take Shisui's eye, he would use the flying Raijin and then punch Danzo in the head or cheek. And then Danzo would be sent flying into a tree. And then Minato would use his wood style to hold Danzo. And then Minato would say, "I knew it, you would do this." Then Danzo would say, "How? How did you know this was going to happen?" Minato then would say to Danzo, "Do you think I'm dumb? I know that you're like this. You even tried to use my son." Then Minato would use the wood style to take off the bandages. And then Minato would be shocked. He would see a Hashirama arm in at least 3 Sharingans. Yes, I'm just going to give Danzo at least 3 Sharingans at this moment. At least, so yeah. Chisui was also shocked, same as Itachi. And then Minato would rip off the arm with his Hashirama, with his wood style, and then he would hold the Hashirama arm. Danzo would be in pain at this moment. And then Minato would say, "Hide this and give it back to your clan." Well, not right now, at least. Just keep this in a safe place where no one can have it. And then Jisui and Itachi would say, "Alright." And then they would go. But he would ask Shisui to do the Koto Amatsukami right now on the Uchiha clan. Shisui then would cast the Koto Amatsukami on the Uchiha clan, every single member. And then the last member, or the two last members other than Itachi and Shisui that haven't been cast under Koto Matsukami are Sasuke and Fugaku. Now, Shisui would appear in front of Fugaku. Fugaku knows this genjutsu, so he would immediately activate this Sharingan. Itachi would just be watching because he doesn't want to attack his own family. So then Fugaku would say Susanoo, and then now Shisui would run at Fugaku, and then he would try to swing his sword with Susanoo's sword. Yes, Fugaku's Susanoo weapon will be just a sword, like Madara. So then he would swing the sword at Shisui. Shisui would use his Susanoo arm to at least like block it, but then it will completely get cut off, but then he will just regrow another Susanoo arm, and then he would go into humanoid Susanoo as well, and then he would use his drill to completely go through that sword and completely destroy the Susanoo. Then Shisui was able to link eyes with Fugaku in his own eyes, and then he was able to cast Koto Matsukami like that. And you might be wondering, what do you mean by like linked? And I mean linked by like Fugaku saw and looked into his eyes, basically, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Then Sasuke was shocked and scared, and he didn't know what was going on. He tried to do something, so he just threw shuriken at Shisui. Shisui would just catch all of them, and then he will just put Sasuke as well under Koto Matsukami. But it won't be a bad genjutsu. It will just be genjutsu. It would just be a good genjutsu because Sasuke is just only a child. Then Itachi would say, well, the mission is complete. Then Shisui would say yes. Now, let's go to Lord Fourth. And then Itachi would say, alright. So then they would go to Lord Fourth, and he would tell him that they have done it. They have completely put every single Uchiha member under Koto Amatsukami. But then Shisui's eye is literally so blurry that he's about to go blind. So then they would try to add Hashirama cells into Shisui so the Hashirama cells could heal his eyes and he won't go blind anymore, even if he uses his Mangekyo Sharingan. Now, you might be wondering, how on earth would Shisui's Mangekyo Sharingan not go blurry, like if he has Hashirama cells? Well, Obito never had an eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. He just had a Mangekyo Sharingan, and his eye never went blurry. Yes, his vision with that eye was blurry. But Kakashi's eye that he had from Obito was actually very blurry. And I think the reason why that happened is because Obito had Hashirama cells inside of him. And that's true. He did have Hashirama cells inside of him. So that's maybe why Obito didn't go blind or anything during the Fourth Great Ninja War. So yeah. So then, if that is not true, then I'm just going to just make that up in this universe. But I think it is true, but I could be wrong. So yeah, if I'm wrong, then just correct me in the comments. So yeah. Now let's go to Naruto's perspective. Naruto has been working on fire jutsu, water jutsu, and earth style jutsu, and also wind style jutsu. Naruto right now for the fire chakra nature, he has of course the fire style fireball jutsu and the fire style fire dragon jutsu. Naruto for water style will have the water style raging waves and water style water dragon jutsu. Now you might be wondering, how on earth would Naruto have the water style water dragon jutsu? He's just in the academy. Now this water style water dragon jutsu is just pretty small. It's pretty small for like a normal water dragon jutsu. Now, the reason why I'm really kind of like giving Naruto like jutsus very slowly is because like I'm not trying to make Naruto like overpowered like from the start. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to like, make him decently strong in the beginning, and then over time I'll make him way stronger. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Because I don't like what if stories that like make like, for example, like it sub like Uchiha's, what if Naruto was an Uchiha series, they make like Naruto and Sasuke so overpowered for their age, like in the beginning of the story, and I just don't really like that. I would like them to be very overpowered for their age, probably like near the end of the story, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. And also, by the way, in every What If series, I'm actually going to take it to Boruto. Now, not a lot of people like Boruto, but I'm just going to take all my What If series to Boruto. So yeah. And now we're going to go back to the What If story right now. So basically, all the Uchiha clan members are in jail, other than Sasuke, and Itachi, and Shisui. All of them are in jail, and then they would release some of them, and eventually release all of them, and then they would have a clan council meeting and stuff, and the Hokage would be discussing with all the clan members, and including the Uchiha clan, that we shouldn't be doing this, and that betraying their own village can lead to war, and that if the other nations hear about this, the Hidden Leaf could be destroyed as well. So yeah. Then the Uchiha clan wouldn't be in the village still, but it would still be at least part of the village. So yeah. Then Fugaku would go back to his home, and he was pretty pissed off that he wasn't able to take over the Uchiha clan. And he kind of hates Shisui a little bit, but he didn't see Itachi, and he wonders where was Itachi during that time. So then one day he would ask Itachi on where he was. And Itachi would say that he was on an Anbu mission. And then Fugaku would say, well, you were very lucky. And then Itachi would say, oh, right, I guess. Now let's go to when Naruto and Sasuke are about to become Genin. Now the Genin exam would go, of course, a little bit more differently. Naruto would, instead of doing the clone jutsu, Minato would actually know this and that Naruto can't do the clone jutsu. So he would teach Naruto Shadow Clone Jutsu and the multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu. So Naruto would just do a Shadow Clone Jutsu and create one clone. Yuriko noticed that was a different hand sign, and that was the hand sign to the Shadow Clone Jutsu. People in class were also confused, and that wasn't, the clone jutsu hand signs. And the clone is actually, like, moving everywhere, and it's actually making noises, and it can talk. So, yeah. So, Naruto would basically have a perfect score in the academy, so, yeah. But he will have a kind of a very bad score for written tests, but he would still be able to at least pass me getting an exam. Now, I'll explain the teams in the next part, but the rest of this part will be the scroll of sealing. Now you know what's about to happen. Mizuki. So yeah, Mizuki would tell Naruto to take the scroll of sealing, and Naruto would say, really? Why? Then Mizuki would say, the scroll of sealing contains many jutsu, very secret jutsu that can make you very powerful. And Naruto would say, okay. So then Naruto would go to the Hokage office, and then he would take the scroll of sealing. But then Minato left a flying Raijin mark on it. And then he would appear. And then Minato would say, why are you taking the scroll of sealing, Naruto? Naruto then would be angry. Then he would do the sexy jutsu. And then Minato didn't fall for it because Minato's mature. But then he didn't know where Naruto went because that was actually a clone. And then Minato would use the flying Raijin again to see the real scroll of sealing. And then he would be another clone, and he would keep on doing this, but Naruto keeps on making more shadow clones. And then Minato was pretty annoyed by this, and he would tell Anbu to search for Naruto and get back the scroll of sealing. Then the Anbu would search for Naruto, but they couldn't find him anywhere. Then Naruto would go to the forest, and then he would learn the flying Raijin. So then Naruto would write it down in a separate scroll, and then he was able to do a flying Raijin marking seal at least 3 times a day. Then Mizuki would appear. Then he would say to Naruto, Naruto, give me the scroll now. Then Naruto would say, well, why? I thought this was for me. And then Mizuki would say, well, since this is taking too long, I'll have to kill you. Mizuki would throw a demon wind shuriken. Naruto would catch the shuriken and would throw it back at him. But then Mizuki would just dodge. And then Naruto would leave a flying Raijin mark on there. So then he would teleport to it when it just went left, like when it was like right beside Mizuki. And then Naruto would punch Mizuki in the face, and Mizuki would hit the ground hard. And then Mizuki would get up. Then Mizuki would at least have one jutsu. He would yell out fire style, fireball jutsu. Mizuki would say. Then Naruto would completely destroy or incinerate the fireball with a water style water bullet jutsu. And then Naruto then would basically just run at Mizuki and would try to throw a punch. Mizuki was barely able to dodge it, and then he'll try to kick Naruto. Then Naruto would dodge, then he would jump back, and then Naruto would try to use his wood style. And it was now, at this point, Naruto's able to do 5 trees, and he's barely able to actually hold. He's able to do it, but barely. But he's able to actually hold people with his wood style, like hold people in place. You know what I'm saying? Like what Minato did with Danzo. You know what I'm saying? He's barely able to do that now. So then Naruto would do that to Mizuki, and then Naruto would hold him in place. Then Naruto would say, why don't I just do one more jutsu? But then Naruto would see a jutsu that has to do with Hashirama. Then Naruto would read it, and it would be wood style wood dragon jutsu. Then Naruto would think that sounds like a very powerful jutsu, so he would write it down in a separate scroll. But then Anbu would appear. Then they would try to capture Naruto. Naruto would just leave the scroll ceiling and just get away. But they weren't here to capture Naruto. They were just here to, just get the scroll ceiling. And they know that the fourth will deal with Naruto once Naruto and him are at their own house. So then, basically, Naruto would be at the house, but then he would see Minato. Minato would say to Naruto, why would you take the scroll ceiling? Naruto would say to his father that Mizuki told him to do it. Then he would say, really? Mizuki did that? But at this point, actually, Mizuki would be out of the village. And he would be at Orochimaru's place. And he would ask Orochimaru to train him. Then Orochimaru would accept. And he would actually give Mizuki he would give him the, curse mark. Yeah, curse mark. So, yeah. Now, the reason why I want to do that is because I think the story would be a lot better. So, yeah. And that's where I'm going to leave it off. Today's video, I'm going to leave it off there. This was a really long part, guys. So, yeah. And anyways, peace.